So after seeing an entire round of coverage from the Austin course, let's go over if it actually deserved all the hate that it got and check out some highlights.
Oh my gosh!
But before we get into that, if you could subscribe, it would really mean a lot to me. About 94% of you are watching but not subscribed. Also, I'm going to be doing a huge video where I spend 24 hours on one course. You do not want to miss it, so make sure you're subscribed. Okay, so right off the bat, there's been a ton of complaints about the coverage as a whole. Pretty valid. First one being, there are too many ads. It is ridiculous the amount of ads that you get. Obviously, this has been a concern for a while now, but I think because viewership is spiking, people are starting to notice, oh yeah, these ads are ridiculous. They're long, they're repetitive, they get super obnoxious, and you just want to watch coverage that you paid for, so I certainly can see that. Second, they have very Bush League mistakes where they misspelled Chris Dickerson's name multiple times, and it's kind of like, obviously, wouldn't you notice that if you're on the broadcast team? But whatever. Let's talk about the actual course itself. So something that I really like, though, is that there are so many holes where it sets up for a pretty tough birdie look where you have to make a crazy long putt. I really like that layout. It certainly isn't the easiest or intriguing if it's the same shot over and over, which I definitely saw, but it did have some penalties where there were some really easy times where you go OB, and they have a lot of holes where they have OB right past the basket. So if you overshoot it, you're going to go out of bounds. And they also love to have their holes where it's kind of an island, but not technically an island, where you throw your drive and you have to get within probably like 100 feet of the basket. Obviously not like the most interesting layouts, but it certainly is something that you don't see that often, so it's kind of cool. And also I really like integration with wooded. There is a lot of wooded holes that you don't actually think of as wooded, and because of that, there are so many drives that just hit like 10 feet past the basket, go into the woods, and you have to make a ridiculous putt through some branches to get your birdie. I think that layout really sets itself up for very interesting putts, and to go along with that, there are some crazy elevation holes. So there's instances where you have to make a 35-foot putt straight up or straight down with the wind, and it sets itself up for a very difficult shot that you know where if you miss it, you probably are going to have the disc roll all the way back down, maybe go out of bounds. So it sets itself up for a very interesting look. Obviously, if you're a player, you can definitely chalk this up to randomness and flukiness, which is very valid, but I still think it is interesting as a viewer to know that all these putts matter so much. And it's not just like a typical throw it up, make sure you get close to the basket because you know you're going to make your comebacker. This actually has some teeth behind it, and I like that. And you definitely saw people that really did not do well. They would be within 20 feet of the basket, but the wind was just so intense. They were on a hill. They would bounce off the chains, roll out of bounds. And it was brutal, but also very engaging. So overall, I think there are a lot of positives with this course, but I think what made it truly special to me is just the engaging shots that the players had. We got to see Paul really show up. He hasn't done this in a while. He made some very Paul-esque putts that just got me so hyped. And then you have Simon looking dialed in as ever. His putter was looking like fire. He had some crazy rollers that didn't quite go the way he wanted to, but they were still cool. You had Paige figuring out how to play disc golf again, which was awesome. She has been definitely not even in contention recently, so seeing her come back was great, and getting to see that amazing form and amazing putts was electric, and I loved getting that fresh look at the new Paige. Obviously, Kristin dominated like she does, but more importantly, Ella Hansen was right there with her. She made a ton of putts. Her drives were looking very pure and clean, and I couldn't tell if there was really any nerves besides some putting at the very beginning of the round. She really showed up. So all I gotta say is I am loving this. I can't wait for more new courses over the course of the season, and I am fully hyped for Alden Harris getting his ace because he is one of the players I root for the most. I love his YouTube channel and I love his overall vibe. Great stuff all around. That's all I have to say. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Wild Runs signing out. Peace.